24. I'll be 25 in 2 weeks. I almost said 25. I'm in that whole, like, you know, you graduate from school and everyone goes, what are you gonna do? And you're like, well, I'm probably gonna have a birthday party. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do. I'm considering grad school, so I'd like to apply for jobs, get an internship to start. Option A is that I stay here in LA and I figure out how to go to grad school. I'm considering going back to study in China. Option B is that I work for like Peace Corps, AmeriCorps, something like that, just go straight into the field rather than going to grad school. I don't know like exactly what I want to do. Like I'm not like looking for like a specific title of like a CEO in a certain corporation. And option C is that I try to join the Marines and like fly jets or do something extremely cool like that, which is really what happens in my dreams. But like I know a few things for certain. One is I'm very interested in people, like our differences and everything else, and cultures are fascinating and fun, languages. Option D is that I like wait tables for the rest of my life and just earn enough money to be flexible and travel and hang out. I started off with psychology because I was like, oh, I could study people's minds because we're all so interesting. And as I got older, I wanted to like be like a divorce counselor for kids or something. That was probably about like when I was 7 and my parents were going through divorce or something like that. And I was like, this is great, but I really don't want to end up, you know, listening to some couple bitch about their marriage problems. I just always wanted to help people or something in some way. I'm interested in learning those differences in people and finding out how to somehow make everyone like more, you know, respectful of each other, understanding, just, you know, relate better. When I was 16, I went to Brazil. And I drove through the largest ghetto in South America, and what I saw was like really frightening, and I hadn't been exposed to a lot of that yet, and I just thought like, oh, I really want to help people. And then literally, it's like 5 minutes. I thought of foreign affairs, and I was like, I can incorporate different cultures, I can incorporate like kind of a meaningful, passionate job, I could travel, and I just went, done. And my parents, or my mom at least, and her friends, and a lot of people that I was lucky enough to be mentored by as I was growing up, do a lot of good things for people and the environment especially, and so I've just kind of been around it a lot, and I just have a drive to make some kind of contribution now. Five. Okay, stubborn is definitely one. 6. I'm outgoing, very caring, fun-loving, I'm using that as 1. I have a very strong work ethic. Compassionate, motivated, lazy, and self-sufficient. The 5th adjective I would use, and I choose it carefully because it's very true, and it also happens to be one of the absolute biggest differences between me and my twin sister, is I'm a little bit of a coward. In a way, like, you know, in a job interview when people ask, like, what are your strengths, what are your weaknesses? My biggest weakness is that I don't stand up for myself, and I don't, like, speak my mind, and I don't tell people things are bothering me until they bother me so much that it's, like, a huge issue, and I avoid confrontation at all costs, and my sister doesn't have that problem, so, yeah, that's, I think, her biggest difference. My sister and I like stuff where we like would suck each other's thumbs and stuff like that, and I do like have memories of it. Fondest memory of my sister. My fondest memory of my sister. I'm sure there's many other things. I'm sure there's many other things. You know what's funny is it's not a very fond memory, but just because I think it's a little representative of the type of relationship we have. I'd say that it was like the first moment that that I became as aware of how close we are. There was a period of time in Colorado where we worked together because we often have lived, worked, played together. And when we were really young, I'd say we were about 10-ish, we were in day camp, and I was sick one day, so I didn't go to day camp, and she went. But we lived in the same place, but we both basically stayed at our boyfriends' houses every night, and it was like 6 months we didn't sleep in the same house, we didn't see each other almost ever, but we still worked together. And at one time, I just went, Mom, I'm worried about Katie. I don't think she's okay. And my mom thought, well, what are you talking about? You're not even with her. We would come into work every day and give each other this like hug that was so like, it became like my day wasn't right without it. And I just said, no, I think we need to check on her. And my mom called day camp and they'd actually just brought her to the hospital because she broke her arm. It was just so meaningful. It was like a best friend hug. So not a fun, you know, event or anything. I just felt like it was all joy and hugs and Christmas or whatever, but it was just like the one way where even though we didn't hang out very much for that time period, we kind of maintained and kept our sort of like importance and closeness. It was sort of like a big moment where like we realized that we were like a little more attached than the average person or sibling, so that's what comes to mind. THESA is definitely either an MN or WE. BUTD. I, maybe an FE. RE and T. I can't see that far away. Hang on, real quick. Is that cheating?